Hello, welcome back to this third and final class lecture. I might push to a fourth one because I really am OCD and I like to finish things, but we'll see what happens, where we get to today. All right, so where we left off, we have our hello world, we have our cursor at the very end, we have our semicolon, okay? So notice the system.out.print, okay? This basically is because there's only one input and one output. Java already knows from your computer. The input will be from your keyboard, and the output will be your screen, your computer screen, okay? So right now, we're just telling that if we wanted to print these words, we want to print it somewhere. Where do we want to print it? We want to print it to PowerShell, or we want to print it to DOS. But that depends on your computer system. If you're running Windows, you run a PowerShell. It's pretty easy. You want to go to your search bar at the very, very bottom left-hand corner, and you just want to type in PowerShell, and you search it. It'll be like a big blue thing, comes up, really can't miss it. However, that is not a good way to do it, because then you have to like go through the whole process of, typing in, documents, backslash, your name, backslash, Java, backslash, here we go again or whatever. And basically you have to keep running that, you have to keep running through that over and over again until you get to where your folder is for it to know which folder to run, okay? So the better way to do it is to actually go to your files folder. Just go to your overall files shortcut that you have probably on your desktop, and you want to go to where that file already is, and where the search bar is, where it shows, the documents, whole thing, name, Java folders, right? You want to go where that is at the very, very top, delete that, and type in PowerShell if you're a Windows user, and it will pop up a PowerShell option. You want to press the down arrow and press enter, and it'll take you right to there with that, with the location of that file already there. And all you have to do is then type in Java C space first video .java. That right there, .java, yeah. And lastly, Java first video .java. All right, basically what this does, the C here stands for compile. So basically this right here is telling PowerShell to compile this code that you have right here, and this tells it to run, okay? And so what you should be getting is just a simple hello world right underneath it. And congratulations, you have written and produced your first code in Java. We only go up from here, I promise. Now that you have PowerShell up and have that all figured out, I'm going to be going over some other stuff. Like I said, there's some shortcuts, because this is a very, very long print statement other than just print. What you can do, because I had them, like I said, I can automatically finish some of your things. If you just type in PL, that sender types you out a print. Or if you just type in P by itself, it's a print. Now if you notice that these two prints are different, this one has a print LN, which stands for print line, which basically means that after you type in, like line here, new line here, is that after you, after this is run, there will be a new line after it. Not in the compiler, of course, will be in PowerShell. And so that keeps things, nice and orderly and neat. So, you can add bullet points, or you can have different sentences on different lines. So it won't all be run together. Otherwise, it will be, like hello world, a new line here, stuff like that. And like, it will look disgusting, and no one likes that. People like professional work, all right? And also, a lot of problems people have, you have to get used to putting the semicolon at the end. If you do the automatic stuff, it automatically does for you, and it doesn't get you in the habit. I would suggest just writing it out, try to get it in your brain, and just try working on it day in and day out, okay? All right, there are also some other print statements we'll go over really quick. If we do, I'm going to do P again, print F. Basically, this is called print format, and basically what this says is that, we are formatting, but we can also do something like \n. We are formatting with new line. There's some text speech there, but yeah, basically this is also what the print ln was. This gives us a new line. So basically what this will output is we are formatting And then basically on a new line, we are formatting with a new line. And that's what we'll output in the PowerShell. It's just two different lines, and this is a different way to print it out. The reason why you might want this is that if you don't want to print a new line, or it might not seem, it would be suboptimal to do it. Basically, a lot of people do that during loops or if statements, which we might go over later as well. But as for now, printf also has a bunch of other options, which the Java website has thousands of them. This is just like a very big main one. You can also do like %d and like %f, which helps you iterate through certain characters, or choose how many decimals you want. That's the D is for decimals, F is for formatting of strings, which is what this is, by the way. I probably should go over that. I'll do that real quick. Basically, this with these double quotes is called a string. All right, and if you want to call something a string, go do a string, capital S. Make sure it's capital S. Also, make sure it's capital S for the system.out and not lowercase s, and make sure everything else is lowercase. Otherwise, it's going to hate you. But if you want to call something a string, you need to identify it as a string. Call it string test file or whatever, and then do colon. And C will highlight if you do it correctly. Make sure you put a colon at the end. But there's also int number, int whatever we want our number to be. But there's also character. Butchered that spelling, I think. Basically this was this. It's car. It's the first 4 letters of character. And basically, you know, if you want to, you'd use this if you want to iterate and pick out a character from a string, actually. Or basically, you know, you can say character is equal to A, if I can spell. Yeah, there you go. And notice that when we do character, you want to do single quotes and not double quotes, because double quotes, Java recognizes double quotes only as string and single quotes as a character. So do not get those mixed up. I know Python doesn't really care either way, but those are some things. And for the number, we notice that we did an int, basically. So because of that, number can only equal, you know, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or something like that. Okay, it can't equal 4.0 or 4.1 or 3.99 or something like that, because those are actually floats and or long statements. But basically, you just want a whole number, and a whole number is what it will take, else it would not accept it, and it'd make you probably very angry or frustrated. Honestly, that'd be it for this video. I hope this helped, and I hope you all have a great day. Thank you.